this is Victoria from James Anthony Salon, and today I'm going to show you how to do the marble braid, or as some people have been calling it on Pinterest, the bubble braid. So to start this braid, you do need to have longer hair. Your hair needs to be at least past your collarbone, or else you can't get enough little bubbles in there that look nice. And we're going to start by pulling this hair over to the side and just putting a band in there. I suggest using like the cheap little rubber bands, just because you're putting a bunch of them in here and you don't want any of those bigger, bulkier, nicer ones that have the fabric around them. So we're just going to start by putting a rubber band right here, kind of close, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing as we do with the topsy-turvy. So we're going to kind of split this hair with our fingers, grab the tail, and then loop it through. And we can kind of pull this out to fill in any holes, and we're going to do the same thing going down. And the further up that you are, the more space we're going to put in between our little loops, and the further down that you get towards the end of the tail, the closer we're going to have it. So this next one I'm going to put about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches down. We're going to do the same thing, loop this around, take our fingers, split this middle in half, grab our tail and loop it down. Kind of fatten him up for a second and keep on going down till we get towards the end. So now that we've done our little bubbles or marbles all the way down to the bottom, we're going to do our last one, and since we're getting closer to the bottom, we're only going to put about 1 inch in between our two bands. We're going to take our fingers and split this hair apart and pull our little tail through. And then to finish it off, so we don't have just kind of this tail hanging out here, I'm going to re-grab a little bit of the elastic from this band. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this tail and I'm going to loop it so it doesn't have its kind of little, so it's a little bit more looped and it suits the rest of the braid and it's not kind of going off on its own. So now that we've got all of our bands, and what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of piece these apart, just because it looks a little bit cooler when we have a little bit of fatness on the top of these little loops. So we're just going to kind of gently tug on this hair all the way down, and then that way our braid looks a little bit fatter and it looks a little bit cooler, and you have a perfect marble or bubble braid to wear this summer.